Hello everyone, so I've decided to do another video. Um, Today I want to focus on supporting people that have depression, and like my dose change I've had with my medicine, and the days I've had good days, and then the days that I've struggled, and then I just have a couple of other things that I want to focus on. The way we see ourselves and the positive things we can say to ourselves to make ourselves feel better. Um, when I was thinking about doing the video, I was like, well, I really need to do something to my hair and put some makeup on, or make it look like I put some effort into the day. But I was like, well, you know what? I want to do this video exactly the way I feel, because today I just did not feel like looking different, because that was my depression. I'm like, this video is just going to be raw and let people know that sometimes this happens, and that's okay. That you sometimes don't feel like yourself, and sometimes you don't want to get out of bed, and not that it's okay, but it's okay to let other people know that that's how you feel. And so it's like, I'm just gonna throw on a sweatshirt. Some people don't even have theirs to brush their hair, and I was like, I did that. I brushed my teeth. I took care of my kids today, so we're just going to call that a win. So as far as support goes, I am in a depression group, and I had noticed there were, some people who were posting in there about their spouses not supporting them, and then people who put in the comments about the things that their spouses said, and it was horrible. Getting mad at them because it was 9 o'clock and they wanted them up at 7 o'clock, and they were just belittling them and just saying things to them like, everyone around you feels okay, why can't you feel okay? And we don't have the money for you to go see a therapist, so find other ways to make you happy. And it's really not that easy for people to just feel okay. There's days where I feel like I said before, that I'm in a fight with myself, because it's like, yesterday I had a good day, and then this morning, something triggered my depression, and it immediately changed my mood to where I didn't feel okay anymore. And as much as I fought it, as much as I'm like, I kept telling myself, just let it go, I couldn't let it go. And of course that's something alone that I have to work on, but I couldn't let it go. So it really affected my depression a lot. So if you know someone that's struggling with depression, don't be a dick to them. Support them. Let them know that you are there, even if they don't ever call you to vent, or that doesn't mean, just like, let them know that you are there for them, and support them, for Christ's sake. Support them. They're not asking for people like just to baby them. Just support them, because that is so huge to let people know. There are people who have messaged me that I generally do not talk to, and just because they let me know that I'm not alone, that was enough. I may never reach out to them. Some days I may not even answer a text message, but to know that there are people that know me, that are like, hey, you're not alone, and we're here for you if you just need someone to talk to. And that's all that it takes to let someone know. It's not hard, but do not put people down because of their depression, because that makes you a horrible fucking person. So off of that subject, I told my doctor that I was feeling pretty flat and kind of zoned out, crying a lot more with my medicine, and she said, well, maybe we didn't give your 50 milligram dose enough time to kick in, so instead of keeping you on the 100 milligram, let's go back down to 50. So at this point, I'm kind of like, that's coming from my OB, and they were, she's doing the best that she can. But I think that in my appointment this week, I'm going to just maybe talk to a psychiatrist rather than a therapist, because, I have to get this under control, and I can only do so much myself without medication. So I just need kind of like a push. And so that's going to happen this week, where I talk to her about that. Then yesterday, I want to share with you all. This happened yesterday. My kids were looking at the pictures, and they came across the video that I did with my depression, because I have not really talked to my kids about the depression. It's just something that, I don't want them to see me sad, so I kind of keep that from them. But they came across that video and they wanted to watch it, and so that led to the conversation where I explained to them what I'm going through, and they were like, when they heard the video, they heard me say, like, crying, and my oldest daughter was like, "You cry? Like, we never know that you cry." So that's a total win for me, because I never want them to know that I cry. My youngest daughter, she does not understand depression, and that's okay. My oldest two kids do, and so we just kind of, had to talk about that I can't help it, and, the things that, what caused you to have depression and everything. And I made sure that they understood that I have no intentions of self-harm or harming others, because that is really huge. Because for them, they understand depression, and they know that that a lot of people depressed kill themselves. So I had to just, make sure that they knew that that was absolutely not on my mind at all. And, I consider myself pretty lucky there, that it's not something that that I ever have thought about, or it's just not on my mind, because I'm living for them. So I never want them to know what it's like to be without me. Anything could happen any day, but I don't want to. I would never purposely take myself away from them, because they don't deserve that. And that that brings me to the beginning of last week. I read this article about the things that we can say to ourselves. The positive things we can say about ourselves, because I think a lot of people with depression struggle to see anything good about themselves. And so I sat down, I'm like, okay, I'm going to make a list of the things that I think are good about myself. And it took me a little while, and I was like, okay, what about the bad things? And I was quick to come up with that. And so that's really not a good thing, because we need to see the good things about ourselves. We need to think of ourselves in a positive way. That's a good way to overcome depression, is by thinking positively about ourselves. So after a while, I was like, okay, you're a badass mom. If anything, I know that I'm a badass mom. And I know that I'm a badass wife too. And, some days I feel like I struggle at being a friend because of my depression, but I know that I'm always there for my friends if they need me. I'm always going to be there. And so that, those were just the big things that I point out about myself. And then some other things where I said where you can make yourself feel good every day. There's some research that has been done that says if you say that you're depressed, if you repeatedly say that you're depressed, I'm depressed, tell yourself I'm depressed, then it's actually going to make you feel worse. So that's just an idea to stop telling yourself you're depressed. Doesn't mean it's always going to work for you, but I mean, it could. I'm going to try that personally. Tell yourself like I'm amazing and I'm strong. I'm here today, so I'm strong and I'm talented. I'm beautiful, and I'm not alone. So those are some things. Post positive quotes. That's what I do all day long. I'm always posting quotes. So even if it's not something that necessarily that I can do for myself, or like something that I'm going through, someone else might be. So that's why I always share that. And then I found another quote, and it says, if we move through our day with an open awareness of the many good things around us, we correct the brain's built-in negativity bias. Dr. Rick Hansen said that, and I really like that, because that's something that, I know a lot of people with depression, including myself, we just get these thoughts in our head, and of course that's our negativity our anxiety as well. We have these thoughts in our head, and sometimes it can just be like, okay, well, why aren't they answering the phone to me? Are they mad at me? What did I do? And so we're like paranoid about, okay, did I do something? When in reality you did not, but that's just yourself. Like, it's just your brain. That's the fight against your brain that you're having. And so if we can just correct ourselves into, the positive things or the good things around us, then we can kick those negative thoughts out. Just a reminder that I'm not a professional in any way. I will talk to anyone. If they need someone to talk to. I have not overcome depression. So as much as I want to help someone, I want to talk to someone. I don't want someone to feel like, they're going to come to me for this, this huge advice. I am struggling with depression. I am still going through depression. I have not beat it. So, that's the whole point of me doing these videos, is to just let people know they're not alone out there, that there are other people who are struggling with depression. But if people ever need to talk, then, you can talk to me, even if you need my phone number to talk to me, to text me, messenger, whatever. I'll talk to you. And then also the last thing that I'm going to do today is I was recommended to me by a coworker to listen to a song called Rise Up. And I had heard the song before, and I actually listen to the lyrics again, because I wanted to just figure out what part of the song really relates to me. And so, like I've said 1,000 times, my kids are the reasons why I got help. And they're the reasons why I am fighting, because they deserve their mom. They deserve a happy mom. They don't deserve me laying in bed. They don't deserve me crying. They don't deserve me not wanting to clean the house. They deserve me going out to play with them. They deserve me. They deserve me to fight. They're the whole reason. And so the beginning of the song talks about fighting and rising up, and then it says, for you. So I am going to pause this for a second and go get around my kids, and the ending to this video is going to be that song. Of course, I do not own rights to that song, of course. So we'll be back in just a second.
You're broken down and tired.